All right, Chema, some of the best podcasts I'm not new at this, right? We've been doing this for like what, 3 years plus,
We've
right?
been doing this for 8 years if you want to go that far behind.
Yeah, that's true. So I'm not new at this. I'm good at this. I'm decent at this, right? I'm not the greatest, but I'm not bad.
You've gotten significantly better, yes.
Thank you. So typically my best work happens when I disagree with whoever I'm doing the podcast with, right? If we go back and forth on the quality of the film, on the thoughts, two different outlooks. Like I just did a podcast with me and Fernie, right? And our best
Yeah.
podcasts that when I do with him are when we clash because we disagree on how good something is. So I think it says something when me and him could only agree on how shitty of a film Night Swim is. Let me tell you something. The podcast is about 50 minutes long, right?
Jesus Christ.
Okay. About 40 of those minutes are us talking about the state of horror, our AMC Stubbs accounts, popcorn, how great Alamo Draft House is, and the NFL games. We spent 10 minutes bashing that movie because it was so like, well, fuck, we can't really talk about the movie because the movie sucked and it was short. It was stretching a concept to its absolute limits. So, real quick, folks, if you're gonna take one thing away from this podcast episode, from the one about anyone but you, do not watch Night Swim. Go watch something else besides Night Swim.
All right. And that's just the first release of 2024, if you can believe that.
Oh, wait, the Night Swim was from A24?
No, no, 2024.
Oh, yeah. The
Yeah,
movie's
no. No,
cool.
it's not A24. It's produced by James Wan, but that's it.
I guarantee you, James Wan. We talked about that too. He probably just signed off on the design of the monster. That's it.
There's a monster?
Not a monster, like a ghost.
Okay.
Like the ghost looks scary, and that's about it.
Okay. Well, I haven't seen it yet, but
Don't watch it.
I'm still catching up on 2023. I'm trying to find a way to stretch the next 3 days so I can go after work and see Priscilla, um, well, Mean Girls, I guess it's a 2024 release, I guess. And I still need to watch Next Goal Wins, and I gotta watch a few more. I have caught up on several other things. I saw the holdovers.
Hey, I
And
did too. It was really good.
oh yeah, we should talk about that one too.
Do you want to not review anyone but you and talk about the holdovers instead?
I want to talk about anyone but you, okay? Like
All right.
I do.
Next week, the
Um,
holdovers.
yeah, let's do the holdovers. Also, I finally saw Boy in the Heron as well.
Oh shit.
Uh,
Oh God, I gotta fit that in somewhere.
oh God, it's been pretty fun because I feel like Miyazaki movies are very easy to watch and just be like, man, it's just the vibes, man, just good vibes. And I feel like this one, people are like, I didn't get it. It's like you're not supposed to get it, man. You're just supposed to feel shit. If you feel shit, you win.
You're not supposed to
Um,
love it. You're supposed to feel things.
you're
God.
supposed to feel things. God damn it. Speaking of feeling things, how about them Cowboys?
Man, oh, that was another thing. I went off on the Cowboys for the first 5 minutes of that other podcast of disappointment and anger. I even told Fernie, you know what? Hire Jim Harbaugh. I don't care. You don't know who he is. He's a coach who was
I
suspended by.
don't know who that is.
Okay, so Michigan won the National College Football Championship game, right? It's
Who
not
cares
rare
about
for
that?
coaches to come from college football to go to the
Mhm.
NFL. He just won a title with them. He also got suspended for 2 games during the season for cheating. Like, not questions. They cheated. You know what I told Fernie?
Mhm.
Fuck it. I don't care if the Cowboys cheat. Win me a fucking Super Bowl, you son of a bitch.
Jeez,
Uh,
is that bad?
huh?
I'm kidding. I saw the score.
Oh, it was
So
worse than the score. The score made it look like we fought back. No, it was 16 to 42 in the
yeah.
last 6 minutes of the game.
Did you see the TikTok that I sent you through Telegram?
Probably not. What was it?
Just watch it. It's pretty short. Just see that text message that said we're recording at 7. Just click the link above it.
Let's see.
Yeah. And
Oh, fuck you. I did see that. Dude.
so I want to ask. So I figured you went off already on that previous episode. So I just have one question regarding the Cowboys.
Yes.
My team gave you the shot at the playoffs, and this is how you repay them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
A one and done. You know
Amazing.
how, okay, two things happened yesterday. Two history things that happened because of each other. Number seven seed, a seven seed is basically the lowest man on the totem pole, right? They take the seven best teams. The seventh man is like the low man, the crappiest one, right, of the group.
Yeah.
That seven seed has never made it past the first game in the past 3 years since they started doing it. It's never happened, right? It's never happened
Okay.
until yesterday when the Cowboys lost. On that same side, a number two seed has never lost the opening game. Has never fucking happened until yesterday.
God, I love stats.
Oh, god damn these fucking Cowboys. And you know what's hilarious? The quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys was looking for a contract extension, right? That's basically, hey, we're gonna send you for even more money. He was looking for $60 million if he had won. If he had won a Super Bowl, they probably would have paid him that. 60 million would have made him the highest paid player in league history for like a year. Now it's gone. Now it's fucking gone.
Well,
I know heartbreak more than anyone else.
but do you really?
Huh?
Do you really?
Yes. When it comes to sports, here, I'll give you another one. I'll give you one more thing.
Oh my God.
I just realized it yesterday when I was reeling from the loss. I have never cheered for a sports team and they win a championship.
Never.
I Cowboys have never won one so long as I've been alive, and I've been conscientious. They won a title when I was like a year and a half, but I don't think that fucking counts.
Yeah, no,
I
that
was
doesn't
two.
count.
So that doesn't count. The few times I've been a basketball fan, the team that I cheered for never won. Usually the Spurs. One year was the Pacers. Didn't win.
Mhm.
Baseball, same thing. I was a fan for a few years of different teams. I was like, oh, I kind of like them for moral reasons, right? Like the Dodgers, they hired a guy and signed him so that he could get access to mental health,
Yeah,
so he could get health insurance and get help for schizophrenia. They signed a player just so he could get help.
yeah.
I'm a Dodgers fan now. Nothing.
You know the most the most incredible legendary baseball player living among us right now is now just signed with the Dodgers as well. So
I heard, but
it's
I
a good time. It's a good time to be a Dodgers fan, is what I'm saying.
that's fair. But okay,
Yeah.
who else? Who else? The even let's just go small, right? The fucking Vipers, right? The RGV Vipers, right? The few years I followed them, no titles. I stopped following them, championships.
Yeah,
The Vipers
it
have won, I think,
happens.
like four D League championships. Maybe the secret is that I need to cheer not for the team that I love, and then they'll win a title. Maybe that's the trick. I don't know.
Imagine, and if you had cared for Mexican soccer, you would have cheered for American now that they just became champions. So
But if I had
and
cheered
you,
for them, they would have lost. Schrodinger's bullshit is what I'm calling this.
that's not okay. Fine, we'll give you the Schrodinger one.
I know, I know, I know. I'm calling
You
Schrodinger's.
should have rooted for America then because I don't want them to win.
My dad loves them, so by default, I hope they win.
Well, I've seen my soccer team get become champions 2 years in a row, like conscientiously. There was a year where the Mexican soccer team went to the Olympics and they won got gold medals. That was an incredible day. Um, yeah,
Can I ask you a
but
question? And it's always been a
yes,
question I've had in the back of my mind that I always have wanted to bring up.
I feel like it's gonna be super racist.
No, I wait, what? I'm Hispanic. I don't think I can be racist.
Okay, Eddie, I have to stop you right there. Hispanic means you speak Spanish, and you, my
I'm
friend, do
Mexican.
not speak
Fine, I'm
Spanish.
Mexican then. Fine,
You
I'm
are
Mexican.
that yes.
Okay, so that's it. Ow, man. Ow.
Okay, but do you? Do you? ¿Puedes o no puedes?
Pequito. I'm kidding.
Poquito.
Oh
No
man.
problem. Go, go, go.
So okay. Why is the FIFA World Cup such a big deal if they do that same shit for every single Summer Olympics?
It's not the same thing.
But isn't it a world tournament taking like the best teams, putting them against each other in a single elimination tournament to see who's the best?
Yes,
Isn't it the same shit? So
it's not the same thing.
why is it that the FIFA World Cup is held up to here, but gold medals are like meh?
Gold medals are not mad. Gold medals are cool
But you gotta admit, no one gives as much of a shit about Olympic soccer versus the FIFA World Cup.
because that's the World Cup. It's in the name. It's in the it's the
But
FIFA
isn't
World
the
Cup.
Olympic gold medal the same shit? Like, hey,
It's
you
not the same
the
thing. These are
best
the
player.
Olympics, and these are the world. It's in the title, man. It's not. This is the Olympics. This is
But
the
don't the
World
same
Cup.
players play those games?
Yeah. Well, maybe if it's the same, if the same like group of selected team, like the team. So here's the thing:
Hmm.
every country has their own like selección. That's what they're called in Spanish. So the team, um, and even if there's no Olympics or there's no World Cup, they're
Hmm.
still playing.
Hmm.
Like they're still playing like little tournaments and stuff.
Yeah.
So they're constantly evolving and moving, and sometimes people will leave and people will come back. So it's like, oh, this they are summoned. So the people that are summoned go to the Olympics or go to, yeah, to represent the country. Yeah,
Hmm.
but it's different. The World Cup requires a level of it requires a level of training and a level of organization that goes it's way more specified than just going to the Olympics.
But wouldn't the Olympics call on those same athletes like, hey, this is the Olympics. We need the best of the best of the best.
Yes.
And do guys just choose not to answer?
No, 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 no. If they are summoned, you must go. Like it's not. It's been very few people that are summoned and go like, no, I'm not gonna go.
So then why isn't the Olympic medal held to the same standard of the FIFA World Cup if it's the same dudes?
It's not the FIFA and the Olympics are not the same dudes at all.
I thought they both don't doesn't so if Mexico is playing in for the Olympics, right?
Yes,
They call their best players, am I right?
yes,
So if the FIFA World Cup comes along, Mexico will call upon their best players. Am I right or am I wrong?
that is correct. Yes,
So aren't they the same fucking teams?
depends on the year.
What how wait, what do you mean? How does that matter?
People age.
But you so hold on, so let me get this straight. A
Yeah.
player could play in a World Cup, FIFA World Cup, right?
Yes.
2 years later, the Olympics happens. He's like, nah, I'm good, homie. And then the World Cup
Depends.
happens again, and then he's like, I'm in.
Uh, Not like that.
I don't understand.
Okay, so here's the thing.
I don't understand. It's the same shit. You call
No.
these guys to play,
Okay,
and they
so
play.
here's the thing. Yes, but also no, but no, but also yes. The right answer is yes, but also no, but no, but also yes. You know what I mean?
Do you know how dumb that sounds?
Let me bring my sister. She can explain this way better than I can.
Are we being serious?
Yes, 1 second. I'll
Fuck
be right
it.
back.
All right. Oh wait.
I'll be right back.
Okay, folks, I will entertain you. I apologize if I have broken the way like soccer is played or games. I don't understand. Like and that okay. The idea that the World Cup and the Olympics are the same shit. I thought that like I've always thought that, but I've never brought it up to someone that knows what they're talking about. So I was like, "Hey Chema, can you explain this to me?" And it, look, he can't. He can't. I maybe he sucks at explaining things. I don't know how good he was as a teacher. If you're one of Chema's former students, how did he do? How did it go? Oh snap!
I'm like,
Hello,
Hello, hello, Eddie.
hello, Chema sister. I don't think I've ever actually met you.
No, I don't
Yeah.
think I do.
Hello, I apologize. You have the misfortune of having Chema as a brother. I apologize.
No, no, it's not a problem.
Okay, so I asked Chema a question. and he couldn't answer it very well. So I have a question for you. And I'm prepared to be educated. I'm prepared to be wrong. Okay. The World Cup happens every 4 years and it's held to this grand spectacle standard, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. In the Olympics, you have countries that call on their best players to play for gold medals. Why are they not held as the same level of being this big deal, right? Because everyone talks about the World Cup, but Summer Olympic soccer is never really talked about that well. And I'm asking Chema, like, so they call upon the best players, right? The country, Mexico, will be like, we get the
In
best guys for the Olympics.
in soccer, it's under 23. So it's not like the
Oh,
best. I think
oh,
they only get the I don't remember
like
if
amateur players mostly?
two or three players above that age,
Yeah.
and then the rest are under 23. So it's not like the best bet. That's why it's like a little um
Oh,
below that.
Chema, you suck at explaining things. That okay? See, there you go. That's very simple.
Yeah,
I
it's
know he can
like
see the screen. Why can't you do that? She's awesome. Why do you suck?
¿Sí
Thank you very
escuchas?
much. I
No,
appreciate
pero
it.
por sus manos sé lo que dice.
He's not listening, but you can tell him what you just said.
Fair enough. I thought he could maybe read it. Okay.
Excelente.
Nice to meet you, Eddie.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye
De
bye.
veras no es como
Ya lo
Bueno,
voy a sentir.
gracias. All right. So I don't know what she said, but no, I don't know what you said, but
I
yeah,
said I said
yeah.
you suck at explaining things.
Oh, well, you're comparing me to someone that cares enough to like know what we're saying, you know?
No, but like okay, so the fact that it's like oh they're all below the age of 23 except for
For the
three players,
Olympics?
that makes so much
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. I knew that.
No, but you didn't tell me that. That makes
Of
so much
course
more
I
sense.
didn't know. Anyway, yeah, yeah, I think it was, I don't remember what year it said. I think it was somewhere between like 2010. I don't remember if it was like 2010, 2011, 2012, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I think it was the London Olympics. And yeah, Mexico became,
Gold medal?
yeah, what?
No, no.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that
gold
what
medals.
you?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
gold medals. Yeah,
See, okay, that you call upon the best, you call upon the best, right? No, no, no. Only three players above the age of 23. That makes sense. There's a handicap there. You're using players that are not as high to your standard. That makes sense.
yeah, I knew that.
Okay. All right. There you
I
go.
didn't fucking know
Explaining
that.
things. Speaking of misunderstandings, let's talk about anyone but you.
Oh my God, that took so long.
Gemma,
Thank
the
you.
intro.
Thank you for welcoming us into your headphones. My name is Chema,
And I'm Eddie.
reviewing Anyone But You, and this is the rollback. They only look like the perfect couple. After an amazing first date, B and Ben's fiery attraction turns ice cold until they find themselves unexpectedly reunited at a destination wedding in Australia. So they do what any two mature adults would do, pretend to be a couple. So this is Anyone But You. It's the new movie directed by Will Gluck, who previously directed ECA, Friends with Benefits, the Annie remake, and Peter Rabbit. And it stars Sydney Sweeney, Glenn Powell, Alexander Shipp, Michelle Hurd, Brian Brown, Darren Barnett, Hadley Robinson, and other colorful characters. It is a modern reinterpretation of the Shakespeare comedy Much Ado About Nothing, and it puts these two characters in modern times and in Australia for a destination wedding. So here is the question: is the rom-com back?
So I have a question. When was the rom-com ever here?
When was the? Oh my God! You shut your mouth.
Uh,
Much like Ted Lasso, I believe in rom-communism. Okay, I I love this shit. Okay, it's like it's very the cheesier the better, honestly. So we've had this conversation about like, oh, what's the latest like rom-com that was like, wow, and both your wife and me said the same answer. We both said, oh, Crazy Rich Asians, obviously,
Yeah.
but there have been others. I did mention Love Simon. I thought was a pretty fun one, which also had Alexander Shipp from this movie. Um, and there's been others that I think have been pretty fun. Set It Up on Netflix, also starring Glenn Powell, was also pretty good. And there's been others that have been, floating around, but I think, yeah, we had like a nice boom in the 90s and the 2000s, and then not a lot in the 2010s. But I think this one might be one to remember by because the modern Shakespeare readaptation, much in the vein of 10 Things I Hate About You and She's the Man, they really work. I'm honestly surprised why they haven't tried them more. And I'm especially shocked that that's not how this movie was marketed because all the marketing for this movie was like, aren't these two people hot? God, like,
But
aren't they so hot? Like that was all the marketing they did. And then it's like it's much ado about nothing. Fucking great. It's enemies to lovers. Hell yeah.
the initial trailer was lambasted. If you go back and rewatch that original trailer, it does
Not
look
great.
terrible. It looks fucking terrible. Whoever released that sucked.
It's not great. But I was hooked from the premise. It's much ado about nothing. It's my favorite Shakespeare play. Like it is Beatrice and Benedict. I fucking love their fire. Like they are so intense with each other. It's wonderful. So the fact that it's a new version, it's great. I love the version that Joss Whedon directed in 2012.
You don't
Um,
talk about Joss Whedon.
I know. It's not fine. The black and white version from 2012 that uses the original text. It's wonderful. It's one of my favorite Shakespearean adaptations. Um, so the fact that we have a new one and that is pretty updated and pretty accessible, I think it's great. Um, Pretty fun date night this was, watching this one.
You
What
know,
was your what were your initial thoughts on it?
it's funny. When we went to go watch it, I was probably the only dude in the entire theater. And the
Jesus
theater was
Christ.
packed. Like I think it was a bunch of girls' nights. I think it was a bunch of friends hanging out. It was a mother daughter behind us. The mom was providing fucking hilarious commentary.
Really? What did she
Yeah.
say?
Um, oh Lord, watch, he's about to get it. Like stuff like that. Like she was like
Yeah.
fucking hilarious commentary to the whole goddamn movie, like little quips here and there. Um, this movie though, I was honestly dreading to go watch it. Nikki wants to see it, so I was like, okay,
Why?
huh?
Why?
I didn't think it was gonna be good. I bought in the marketing of like this movie looks like it's gonna suck. Um, but no, it ended up being a lot better. I knew that it had a chance when at the coffee shop after Bay and Ben get to know each other. She spills water on her pants
Yeah.
and she like holds it against the dryer. I knew at that point, you know what, this movie has a chance.
Yeah. I think the movie kind of relies on the stars. So Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell. I like these two, honestly. Like I really like these two. Glenn Powell, I like him ever since I saw him in Everybody
Maverick.
Wants Some.
Oh, I didn't even know he was in that.
He was my favorite character in that movie. He plays Finnegan, who is the guy that welcomes him into the baseball house. He has this mustache and these Hawaiian shirts. I love his character. You know how we all have like certain like fictional characters that were like, that's me, baby, that's me. Like
That
that's
you relate to?
yeah. I think he's a big one for me.
Superman's in that one?
Oh yeah, Tyler Hoechlin is in that one too. That's one of my favorite modern movies. Like honestly, I fucking love Everybody Wants Him.
What the
Um,
fuck? That looks weird.
Never seen him? You never seen Everybody Wants Him?
No, but they look so weird with their mustaches.
It's the 80s. It's set
Superman
in the
is flicking
80s.
people off?
Yeah, it's set in the 80s. It's about a bunch of college students living together in a house and because they're all the baseball team of the college. And
Huh.
it takes place on like the last weekend before college starts.
That looks so weird. I mean, it looks good, but it looks so weird.
It's one of my favorite movies like ever. And he's in it. He's great. And his character is my favorite character in the movie. Um, but of course, he kind of and then he kind of got different audiences, because the rom-com people love him because of this movie called Set It Up that's on Netflix. Um,
Bosses hate each other.
yeah, that one.
Okay, I have heard about that one.
Yeah, so he's great in that one. He has amazing chemistry with I forgot her name, with Zoe Dutch. Yeah. And those two have like the most chemistry that a rom-com couple has had this side of the millennium, in my opinion. I think they are fantastic. So he's great in that. And then also he won like a big audience with Top Gun Maverick because he plays Hangman in that. And a lot of people that weren't aware of him were made aware of him through there. So he's great. I think I'm a big fan of Powell. I think he can be both very funny and very charismatic, and he does look like a capybara wish to become a human. So he's all right.
You know,
And
he is
yeah,
also the front runner to play a guy, possible Guy Gardner in the DCU.
I'll believe that when I see it.
Hasn't been
If
published yet, but like
if
he is
the if
because
the
Nathan
DCU
Fillion is
does
playing the
happen,
first version.
he could play a pretty good.
Maybe Flash even.
No, I think Guy Gardner was cast already, right?
No, I think Nathan Fillion is playing Hal Jordan, if I'm not mistaken.
No, oh, Nathan Fillion is playing Guy Gardner.
Oh, he's playing Guy Gardner.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Why?
Because he's
The
like
hell?
he's James Gunn's bestie. Like
Yeah, no, but like Guy Gardner is like the fourth Green Lantern. Why Guy Gardner? Ugh.
I have no idea. I'm not surprised. Like Gunn wants to add so many weird cameos to Superman Legacy. Like he just cast Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl also.
I mean, I get it. You want to fill it out, but it's like, why are you start with Hal Jordan and then expand? Like, you do Hal Jordan, then John Stewart, I guess Guy Gardner if you want, and then Kyle Rayner, whatever. Anyway, what's it called?
Honestly, I see Glenn Powell playing a pretty good Hal Jordan. I think he could do pretty good.
But he's
Um,
younger than Nathan Fillion. I don't know. You know what? The timeline's fucked. I don't care anymore.
doesn't matter. And Sydney Sweeney,
Of Euphoria fame.
who I think a lot of people dismiss her as just a pretty face. If you've seen Euphoria, you know that she's fucking crazy. So, no, she's a real deal, and she was also really good in White Lotus. So she can be both funny and dramatic. And in this one, I think all they needed to do is be charismatic and funny, which I think they both do very well. Um, the thing with her, and I don't want to start criticizing, but like she has a very specific vocal cadence, like the way that she talks is very specific.
Uh-huh.
So sometimes she would talk and I'll be like, I don't know if what you mean is being serious or like funny
Or sarcastic.
or sarcastic. It's not her fault, it's her voice. It's just the way that her voice sounds like. But it was a little bit distracting. I don't know if they were like first takes or whatever, but that's really my only criticism. I think there are some parts where her voice is not fully there, but I think it's just the way that her voice is in a weird way.
What's it called?
Yeah,
I wonder if how much do you think they ad-libbed in the movie? Because I feel like they ad-libbed a lot in this film.
I think so.
I feel like a lot of Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney, they have chemistry. I do believe in that. I think that they do work very well off with each other.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of their bullshit was ad-lib. Like I feel like when they were at the Rock and she was like, "Put your hand on my ass," and then he was like, "Okay, do this." Oh, but not in there. Like
Yeah.
that stuff, right? I feel like a lot of that was ad-lib. How do you write a scene like that? I feel like they just let them go off and be funny, and it worked out the way it worked out. Gata is probably the worst part of this movie. I'll just be honest with you there.
How dare you? He was so funny.
Dude, I hated every time he came on screen.
Why?
I didn't find him funny. I found him exhausting.
How dare you? I thought he was the best part of the movie.
You, sir, have very questionable taste. Just look at your friends.
Jesus Christ. Like that part when he's when they're doing that thing where they're trying to look like a couple and he finds this koala and he just starts like almost like
What?
praising it. It's so
We
fucking
return the earth to
amazing.
you.
Oh God, the way he just kept like doing things like that, I thought it was so funny.
No, 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 no. But okay, so the movie opens, Jesus Christ, we're 34 minutes into this review, and what have we talked about? Oh man. This is feeling like another night swim, but the opposite. This movie was actually good. Um, so Sydney Sweeney's character and Glenn Powell's Bay and Ben spend a night together. They don't have sex. They just like vibe really, really well.
Yeah,
She wakes up the next day, leaves, and then realizes, oh, I kind of like that guy. Let me go back. And she gets back at the perfect time for Glenn Powell's character to be like, oh, I didn't give a shit about her. And she leaves and everything falls off. I think like what, 6 months later,
yeah,
um, they meet up again because Bay's sister is dating Ben's friend, and they think, oh, fine, it's just as long as they're together. The two friends end up wanting to get married, which fair enough.
yeah.
And they go to a destination wedding, which I'm gonna just notate right here something for everybody. And if you're listening to this, you're welcome for the free advice. If you're planning a destination wedding, you better buy everyone's fucking tickets. Because if you ask people to pay $1,500 on the low end for a plane ticket across the fucking country, let alone across the planet, not to mention the hotel and other expenses like a rental car, baggage, and all that stuff, I want you to know you're a piece of shit. I just want to make that clear. You are a piece of shit human being. That said, destination wedding happens, and instead of being okay, let me backtrack that real quick. Bay and Ben both arrive. We actually get a funny scene on the plane. I actually thought that scene was pretty funny.
When she steals his cookie, that part.
That and the part where she says, "Oh, you have a little dick energy," and he's like, "Nothing low about me, am I right?" And the old man says, "What the fuck, man?" Whole theater broke out like whole fucking theater. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so we get to Australia, and then Bay's parents really want her to get back with her ex fiance. This is like just overall good dude. While Ben's ex shows up, and he's like kind of still distraught, heartbroken with her. And apparently, instead of being adults and communicating, hey, here are our boundaries, I'd appreciate it if you didn't bring my ex over. They do the more adult thing, which is fake being a couple
And
and go.
this is what made the play so enjoyable. This is what made all the previous adaptations so enjoyable. These two fucking despise each other, and they clash, but trying to make everyone else look bad by making themselves look bad is what really makes it work. And any new adaptation has to make it modern, has to make it its own. But there are still so many little Shakespeareanisms in it. Um, for example, the way that Gata and the and Claudia's dad were like pretending to have a conversation and be like, "Oh, I heard that B likes Ben. Did y'all hear about that?" Like that is so fucking Shakespearean. It was so funny and so like perfectly repackaged for a new generation that it made just so much sense. I like how and look, usually in the previous adaptations, what they do is that Beatrice and Benedict they don't land on the same page so quickly. Like there's a good like 20 to 25 minutes of the two of them like thinking that the other one likes him and then going like at it like fully thinking that the other one likes them. And this one they go pretty quickly to like oh they want us to date. Like they go pretty quickly. But it's so funny when the two of them would go like, I know something you don't. Like you
Yeah.
like me. Like it's that's the fun part.
Mhm.
It kind of sucked that they took that out, but I guess they had to make this quick. Um, but no, but that's the fun part. It's them clashing. Their fire is great.
Mhm. This so there is a lot of funny parts in this film. Some cringe, I'm not gonna lie, some cringe too, but a lot of good parts as well. I didn't. Okay, what did you not like about this film?
I don't. I'm gonna make small parentheses. I don't know you. I don't know if you know what cringe means.
Grinch?
Like, what do you mean by cringe in this movie?
Cringe? Oh, like parts where you're just like, I don't need to see this. Like this is uncomfortable. This is like trying to remember what was what's a cringe thing in this film? Um the parts where actually I did find that cringe when the dad and the friend are like, "Oh, I heard she likes him, but don't tell him." I'm just like, "Oh God, why? This is so bad." And they're not fooling anyone. If Ben had been like, "They're trying to say that you like me," and I know they're full of shit. They're really bad at acting.
Yeah.
Like that was very cringe to me when they were talking. I was like, I don't want to see this. This is ugh.
I don't know, man. It's just like I don't know. It's Shakespeare. Like the man is synonymous with drama. I don't expect less, you know? The only line that I have like questioning is there's a moment where they go like, all right, so we go in, we do that, and it's all done. Easy breezy Martin Scorsese. And I'm like, the fuck was that line? Like, bring it back. Like, what did you just
What did
say?
you even say? Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck do you mean by easy breezy Martin Scorsese? Nobody says that.
I've never heard a human being use
Can
that.
we adopt that? Can we put that on a shirt? Like, can that be our thing?
We can copyright it. Fuck it.
My God.
It's a saying now.
Um, no, I don't know. It's just I don't know. Like I am no, did not find this movie cringe at all. I had a blast. I had a fun time. I was laughing. I was swept in the in their story. And I like the movie didn't take itself seriously. Like there are a lot of very weird moments that I'll be honest, I've never seen in a rom-com before. Like Glenn Powell's character Ben is very open about his previous use of cocaine, which I found very funny. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean
Look,
you've used cocaine for things
look, he
before?
regrets it. All right, he regrets it. It was a phase. He had to be cool with the other guys. That's all.
Yeah, and like there's a moment where they're swimming and he goes like, "Oh, I'm terrible at swimming." And she goes like, "What do you mean you're terrible at swimming? You're jacked. What do you mean you're?" And then he goes like, "No, I never do cardio. I just lift weights." And she goes like, "Oh no, you're a hot girl, hot." Like,
That
no,
was
like that's
funny.
funny. That's
That was
funny. Like,
funny.
when have you ever seen a joke like that?
I
Like
remember that. That was
that's
funny.
yeah, like things like that really really make it work. And I like that. I like that the movie like never took itself so hell, the movie ends with a fucking song montage. Like
Okay,
we are
that was also
so
cringe.
back. We are so back, man.
That was fucking terrible, and I will fight you, and I will die on that hill.
What do you mean it
It
was
was so
terrible? Oh
bad.
yeah, you
They
hate
were all,
singing.
they were all, huh?
You hate singing in movies. I just remember
Not
that.
all the time, but especially when they're off cue.
What do you mean they were? It's a fucking. They were having fun.
No,
Like,
dude, I felt the death when they were like, "Do we have to sing the song during this scene?" Yes, it's for the montage. Staring at the something before you open up the dirty. Oh, ah,
look,
disgusting.
not to be dramatic, but the unwritten montage, one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. I was fucking beaming. This shit had me twirling my hair, kicking my feet for real. Like it was.
For what it's worth, I found that part somewhat relatable when that was his Serenity song. I'm like, all right, I get that. Mine is Pocket Full of Sunshine.
You, Jesus Christ.
Bro, hold on. Let me tell you something. In college, if I had
Yeah.
an essay due in less than 2 hours and I had to punch it out and I was dying,
Yeah.
Pocket Full of Sunshine on repeat, get the essay out, and I got my A. And that was multiple times where I had to pull that. Pocket Full of
Amazing.
Sunshine, if I'm under stress, like decompresses me so I can get shit done.
Amazing. Mine is The Listening by Lights.
Listen, I don't think I've heard that one.
Yeah.
I'll
Lights
listen.
is not exactly super popular, but look, look, look. There is a very well-known quote by Kevin Smith where when he was trying to get Chasing Amy done, he said he wrote the script, he brought it to the producers, and he was like, "Well, this is the movie I want to do, and I have these three actors that I want to do it with. My friends Ben Affleck, Jason Lee and Joy Lauren Adams. And the producers were like, nobody knows who they are, and they're not going to be famous. So we don't need that. We were thinking like, these other people. And it was like, but I didn't write it for them. I wrote it for my friends. And they go like, Kevin, it's never ever making a movie with your friends. And Kevin Smith went like, but I want to make a movie with my friends.
Mhm.
And that mantra has always stayed in my head. Like, I like movies that are made between friends.
Mhm.
Like you can feel a good vibe in it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like do you know the video game Super Mario Odyssey? Like have you heard of it?
But, yes. Is that the one where he's in this big city?
Yeah. So that game has a theme song. A Mario game has a theme song. It's called Jump Up Superstar. And it's this big band song. And it's sung by this female vocalist. I forgot her name. But if you listen to that song, you can hear her smiling while she's singing. I don't know if this makes sense, but you can listen to the musicians smiling while they're playing the music.
Yeah.
You can feel it. And I can feel that with this movie. This movie had it is of no interest in this movie to like fix global warming or like, win Oscars or make $1 billion. Everything this movie's trying to do is just have a good time. And that montage made me have a good time. Whole movie made me have a good time.
Mhm.
So I can't just sit here and be like, oh, this fucking sucks. Like this was a fucking joyous movie. I was having a blast. I was cracking up laughing. Like,
It was a good
yeah.
movie. There are a handful of parts where I'm like, I didn't need this. The cringe bad acting from the dad and the friend, and then that goddamn karaoke singing at the end. Ugh.
If it
Oh,
makes you feel better, the bad acting, quote unquote, that is canon to the play. Like that's how that's supposed to go.
that sounds like something that would be in a play. Like I could
Yeah.
imagine high schoolers being like, "Don't tell him," but Ben likes Bay. Like I could hear that. I can hear that.
Yeah. Part of the play.
What's it called? What did I oh, I remember, I think I brought it up in my review. Is this the next great rom-com? Because I mean, they also end it with a big gesture. In this case, it's with a fucking helicopter.
Oh yeah.
I like that. Like that rivals the goddamn boombox. Like, you know what? That's nice.
I like how he gets off the helicopter
And
and
like,
he starts running like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible.
I love that.
Even
Yeah.
though she's like right there. Like he could have walked. And
Yeah, but that would be less epic.
I know. Um
Uh
But no, super fun. I did like that scene. I like the scene when they have the dog and they're like and the dog like accidentally like fucks up the cake.
oh.
Yeah, and then like gotta has to go to the dog and be like and be like that was not okay, but like that was fucking sick. Like well done, like
Great execution, poor timing.
yeah, poor timing, poor execution. Yeah.
Um
Um,
I
yeah.
So okay, there's two things I remember. I was like, that's bullshit. And when I get and after we left the theater, I was like, nah, that's true. That would happen. First off, ladies and gentlemen, here's some free advice for y'all. If you have two kids and it's one of their weddings and the other one fucks up, when you deal with that fuck up after the wedding when it's over. You don't call them out the morning of the other kid's wedding. Like you don't cross those. You don't do that.
Did that happen at your wedding?
No, actually did not. But it
Okay.
happened at this one. Um, Also, I was just waiting for that cake to smash. I was like, that cake's gonna get fucked up. It's not if, it's when. And to my shock, they place it. I'm like, that's a what do you call it? What do you call it? That's a Chekhov's gun. That thing's gonna go down at some point.
Yeah.
And there it is.
And they combine it with the whole with when they're teaching the dog, like when because they have the dog and they're like, fuck it up, dog, fuck it up, and then
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But
they
yeah.
brought it back, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
there,
Which, by the way, like I know it's part of the play and everything, but like, what kind of sick parent brings their daughter's ex to like what kind of shit for brains? Like what
part
goes
of
through
the
your
family.
mind?
I'm kidding.
I don't know. Maybe it's because my family hates all my exes, but like they would never do that.
Well, okay. I think if we're gonna go back to Shakespeare, back then during Shakespeare's time, you didn't marry for love, you married for status. So
Oh yeah,
here is the best status boy that I can find for you. Marry him and up us just a little bit.
yeah,
Um, that was their mentality back then.
yeah.
But
Um, I like Claudia's parents. I thought they were very, very funny. This one scene at the end when he's about to go jump into the helicopter, where they go like, oh, like what's the problem between you and B? Is it the age difference? And he goes, I'm 29. And then one of them goes like, I was like, oh honey, no one's ever 29. It's like, the fuck does that mean? Like I laughed, but I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
look, as someone who, well, okay, I don't know if the mom can really talk all this shit. She did sleep with a perp on Law and Order SVU. I just want to point
That
that out.
was she in an episode of SVU or
She was in the first season and she didn't work out. The test groups didn't like her.
oh my god.
So they wrote her out by discharging her because she slept with a possible perp. So they were
Funny.
like, and she was like, I liked it. And it was like, oh, that's how they're gonna write her out. Okay, interesting.
Damn.
Back when they gave a shit. Anyway,
Yeah.
this movie, it was funny at parts. It was cringe at parts. It told a decent story. I'll say this much. I can really tell that Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney are fucking trying their best to get something out of the script. And they did. They did. This movie is not bad by any stretch. I think it might be maybe the best rom-com of the year, possibly. It technically came out in 2023, but what's it competing against? Fucking No Hard Feelings?
Fuck yeah. What were some good rom-coms from 2023? Because God, there was the Love is War movie, and that one blows this one out of the water. The Love is War movie, it's an anime movie.
Oh,
No Hard Feelings was good, but I think I kind of like this one more than No Hard Feelings, even though No Hard Feelings was that had some hair on its chest. No, this was not really a year for rom-coms. You Are So Not Invited to My Bat Mitzvah was more of a friend movie than a
well, it's more of a
rom-com.
coming of age movie, also.
Yeah. Flaming Hot, I thought had one of the best romances of the year.
That's true, but it's not a
Yeah.
rom-com.
But than a
Never get
rom-com,
married.
yeah. No, I'm gonna go with yeah. I think anyone but you does default with. I mean, Past Lives can be a rom-com if you're like fucking twisted,
So
but yeah.
I kind of want to watch Past Lives. Is it good? Is it worth it?
I love Past Lives. It's gonna end up in my top 10. Heads up.
Greta Lee. Oh my God, she is the one from the morning show. Son of a bitch.
Oh, it's just in the morning show?
I didn't want to assume, but yes, she is.
Oh my
She's a
god.
monster.
Oh my god. Past Lives. Past Life has one like sequence of dialogue that absolutely destroyed me. And the rest of the movie just wrecked me.
What,
So
can I ask what that is?
you'd have to know the context. But
I,
basically,
I know that they were
so
friends, and then they
no,
met.
so the whole thing with Past Lives is that it's this boy and this girl that grew up together and she moves away and they don't talk anymore.
Uh-huh.
And then while he's in Korea and she's still in and she's in the US in college, they try to reconnect by doing like video calls and stuff, but it kind of fizzles out. Doesn't really go anywhere. And then they grow up, she gets married, he stays single, and he arranges to go visit her in New York like after like in their 30s. And it's like she's very clearly moved on and he very clearly has not. And it's not a revenge story. It's not it's not a drama. It's not really that big of drama. It's very dialogue heavy and weirdly very silence heavy. Like there's a lot of scenes where there's just no dialogue, but you feel a lot of tension in there because this girl she does still consider him a good friend. And her husband is like the nicest guy. Like in theory, people should hate him, but he's not a bad guy. He genuinely loves her, and she genuinely loves him.
Mhm.
And it's like a thing of like these two see each other again, and he's like, well, what could happen? And she goes like, nothing is gonna happen, whatever.
Oh.
And but it's more about this, the silences. But there's like one scene where she is Nora is with her husband who's white, Arthur John Magaro. They're kind of like laying in bed, and he's a novelist, or he's a writer, and he goes like, imagine this as fiction, like, ooh, like the childhood friend returns and steals the wife like away from the evil bad white husband.
Mhm.
And she goes like, you're not a bad white husband. And he goes like, I know, but like, you know. And they're kind of laying there. There's a moment where he kind of goes like you fill my life with so much like I forgot the word, but like he says like oh God, what was the name? Oh, how that fucking line goes? She basically goes like, you fill my life with so much, like I'm wondering if I do the same, like at least half for you.
Mhm.
And I don't remember the actual line, but it fucking wrecked me because like I know exactly how he feels. And yeah, no, Past Lives is great. It's gonna end up in my top 10, like spoiler alert, I guess.
Hmm.
Yeah. Shout out A24. Good job.
I need to give it a chance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not that long, and like I said, it's not an end of the world movie. It's just a dialogue movie, and like
Oh,
it's
but
kind of like
it's a
it's
fun
kind
one.
of like the before movies, but this one has more silence, and I think the silence really drives the point home.
Um, Let me see. You know what movie I want to recommend to people if they haven't seen it yet?
Which one?
The Sunset Limited.
Sunset Limited. What
If
is
you ever get
that?
the chance, it's about 90 minutes. It's just a conversation. It's one really long conversation between two guys. One that was about to attempt to commit suicide.
Oh, I've never
Mr.
seen
Black
this.
and Mr. White. It's between Samuel Jackson and Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh, yeah, I've never seen this before. Yeah,
If you
I'll
ever get the
I'll
chance, I just
I'll,
go ahead.
I'll give it a watch. It's on HBO, so
It's like if it's like an A24 movie before A24 was a thing.
I don't know, man. A24 movies just does not have always the same meaning. Like I rewatched Talk to Me last night
Yeah.
because Jess hadn't seen it,
Uh-huh.
and she wanted to see it, and I was like, man, when I say A24, like I really don't know what it means anymore. Like it could be like horror, or it could be like very nice drama. Like it could, but it's never the two.
Yeah. Well, so the Sunset Limited, I'll make this quick. It's just basically one of the guy was about to commit suicide, the other one saved him, and now they have a conversation about why do it, about life, about, the better God, is he real?
Yeah.
Heaven, morality, good and evil, is that even a thing? And it's all contained in this one apartment. It's a bottle.
Okay.
Anyway, if you get the chance, if you're listening to this and you have HBO Max, or sorry, Max, go watch it. It's worth it.
It's HBO Max.
Yeah, it's HBO Max.
Yeah.
But okay, so
Yeah, I'll check it out. Hmm.
anyone but you.
Yeah, coming back to anyone but you.
Would you watch it a second time?
Yeah, hell yeah, I will. In fact, I will. Like I will watch it again. It technically hasn't come out in theaters here yet, so I watched it when I was over there.
Uh-huh.
But when it comes out here, hell yeah, I'm gonna watch it again. I had such a good time with it, and I feel like watching it with an audience was fun. I want to rewatch it with an audience again. Like how many chances are you gonna get of that?
Yeah.
So hell yeah, I'm gonna watch it again. I had a blast. I love Much Ado About Nothing. Like I'll watch any version that they do, honestly.
Mhm.
Which by the way, if y'all like this one and you want to see a really good version, watch the Whedon version. Uh,
Fair enough, folks. Illegally downloaded, that way he doesn't get anything out of it.
I mean, a lot of people like worked on it, but okay. Um, no, like the cool thing about that is like I don't know if you know the story about it, but like we don't I mean obviously fuck we don't, but like I like how this movie came to be. So what something that we don't used to do a lot was that whenever he got like his cast for a movie or for a show, he always like brought them to his house
Hmm.
and he would have them like go through Shakespeare plays, and
Uh-huh.
that was their chemistry test, pretty much. Like he always uses Shakespeare for that.
I wonder if we did that with the Avengers.
He definitely did that with the Avengers. Yeah.
Well, what Shakespeare
Uh,
play would you go over then?
I don't know, probably like Hamlet or something. And anyway, this is a pretty fun one. And when he was doing the Avengers, he they were like halfway through shooting, and Disney came up to him and told him like, "Hey, you need to take a break." And he was like, "What? Why? Like we're in the middle of shooting." And he goes like, "You need to take a break because it's in your contract, and if you don't do it, and if you suffer through like an illness, it's gonna be on us. So like, you have to forcibly take a break." Like because if you get exhausted or something, like it's gonna be on us, and we're not gonna pay for your insurance. So like, do us a favor, take 2, 3 weeks off. But Whedon was such a fucking like workaholic that he went to his house and he was like, "What can I do in 3 weeks?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna call like my buddies that have been in like most of my projects, and
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna ask them to come to my house, and we're gonna film an adaptation of Much Ado About Nothing. The play is public domain. I won't write a script. I'll just use the original Shakespearean dialogue, and we'll just film it at my house for like no money."
Are you
And
kidding me?
that is the truth. Like this movie's filmed at Whedon's house, and it's in black and white, so they spend no money on like lighting, and it's all people that have worked with him and things like Buffy and Dollhouse, and even in the Avengers, like Clark Gregg is in this, Nathan Fillion is in this, Sean people from Firefly are in this, um, Rick Lindholm and Ashley Johnson are in this. I love this version of Much Ado About Nothing because it really is just a lot of really talented people just doing a really cool play in a house. Like it's all just takes place inside of a house. Um, I love this version. I found it so great. And then he finished like they just filmed it, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll do post production on it after I'm finished with the Avengers, whatever." And then he went back to the Avengers, and he did not rest a wink. That man just loves to work. But he also loves doing terrible things, which I like condemn. It's not good. Not good if he did those things. But this version of Much Ado About Nothing is pretty good.
Let me see what was it called again? Much to do about nothing?
Much, yeah, Much Ado About Nothing.
I can't find it.
Much Ado About Nothing.
Much to do about nothing.
Yeah, it's from 2012. I think it came out the same year as the Avengers because the editing process didn't take that long.
And he filmed the whole thing at his house?
Just the whole thing at his house.
That is batshit nuts. I'm trying to find it. Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
Really? But was it like old school or like were they all in costume?
it's I mean, it's not like no, they're dressed like I mean, modern fancy, modern formal, I guess. Like they're not
Oh,
dressed
they're
in
all
like
in suits.
yeah,
Oh, that's why they were able to shoot it at his house. I was like, how? Like it's Shakespearean. Okay. Well then.
yeah.
All right. Huh.
So yeah, big fan of this one.
What about anyone but you?
I would say it's probably my second favorite version, just right after this one. Um, it's exactly what a modern Shakespeare adaptation should be. It should be funny and it should be kind of accessible in the same way that 10 Things I Hate About You and She's the Man are. Like I think it joins that legion of rom-coms pretty well. Um, because I think those are like really good adaptations. Because there's also Romeo plus Juliet, which is a whole other level of insaneness. But I think that would be the kind of version that if Shakespeare was still alive and he directed movies, like that would be the version that he would do. It would look like Romeo plus Juliet. But this one is like a modern, sleeker adaptation. I have no complaints. I had a pretty fun time. Um, I do think it was not marketed correctly,
Mhm.
and that might turn some people off. But then again, a lot of people that I know are only gonna see it because they're like, "Hey, I like those two guys. I'll go see it." But if you enjoy things like enemies to pretend to lovers to dating, if you like those tropes, I mean, you're not gonna find a better one. This is the story that pretty much invented the pretend lovers to dating from like hate. Like even like I was watching it with Jess, and like when the movie started and we got to the point where like they were like pretend to dating, she kind of turned to me and she went like, "Oh my God, is this an enemies to pretend to dating to love? Hell yes!" Like
She had not seen the trailer?
I don't think so, no. I think she just like knew that it was coming out and stuff.
Huh.
She's the one that put me into Euphoria, so I'm yeah.
I have yet to watch all of Euphoria. I've only seen, I think, the first episode, if that much.
Jesus Christ, Euphoria is hard to watch, man.
Dude, but why though?
Um, it's hard to watch because it's you know that there's a ton of kids that are living like this. Like I watch Euphoria with like my toes like curled. Like it's a hard show to watch. But it's great. Like it's a great showcase for like acting and writing and a ton of stuff. The first season more than the second season, I will say. I do like all the people that act in Euphoria. They're all pretty good actors. Yeah.
Well, I'll give Euphoria a shot. But for now, I think next week we're doing the holdovers.
Holdovers, yeah. Let's shoot for holdovers next week. Do you want to score this one?
Yeah, B minus. It's harmless. It's good. I don't think I'm gonna go out of my way to rewatch it. It's not that good, but it's fine.
I think I will rewatch it. I had a pretty fun time. I'll give it 3.5 out of 5 stars. I think
Fair.
really like I feel like out of the few rom-coms that have come out in the previous years, like Ticket to Paradise and The City of Gold. Like remember that Channing Tatum, Sandra Bullock thing? I
Uh,
feel like I forgot that one already. Like it came out and I
what was it
completely
called?
forgot. City of Gold, I think, or Lost City of Gold or something.
The Lost City? Shit.
Lost City, I think, yeah. I forgot about it. Like it entered through one ear, left out the other. I thought it was like I hoped I would remember it, but no, it was pretty like forgettable. This one I don't think I'm gonna forget. This one I will remember just because of the I don't know, the normalization of cocaine use is so specific and so funny. I'm not gonna forget that.
Huh. Hey, quick question off the beat because I'm trying to look this up right here.
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry, not a quick question, but quick thing. Anyone but you, the video review I posted has
Yeah.
almost 2,000 views and it only went up 5 days ago.
I think that is cause for celebration.
It's the fourth most viewed video on our channel, and
Well, you changed the pattern and how you do make your videos, and I think I'm not gonna lie, man, they're so much better. Like you got really good at this. Like it's
what do you mean
like
they're better?
I mean, they're so much better. I mean, look,
Yeah,
there used to be some video reviews where like you would be talking and you had like background music playing at the same time, and I couldn't understand a single word you were saying. But you got so much better at this, man. They're so much sleeker. The production is better. You've gotten so much better at this. No, for real. Like, let's
I
give Eddie his flowers. I
thank
saw
you.
that video and you did great. And and yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, I saw that and I was like, this. I feel like if I watch this without knowing that it's us, I'll be like, this is pretty well done. Like,
I hope
hell
so.
yeah.
We're climbing the subscribers. We're at 126.
Made me feel super jealous. I feel like I'm not doing enough. So, we'll see how my imposter syndrome does. How are we doing on subscribers?
Huh?
How are we doing on subscribers?
We're at 126. We've gained 26 subscribers in the past 3 weeks.
We are on our way.
The
Hell
goal, the goal is
yeah.
500 before the end of the year. And hopefully we keep this up. Maybe it'll be faster than that.
Amazing. Amazing.
Hmm.
All right. Well, that was a channel update and our review of Anyone But You. Hopefully, you learned what we think about this movie, and hopefully, we learned also about the status of the Mexican soccer team in the Olympics. So, I know Eddie learned a lot today. So, thank you so much for joining us. Join us next week for our review of The Holdovers, possibly a new Christmas classic. Definitely a new Christmas classic.
Yeah, I would say it qualifies. It's pretty damn good. It's
Definitely
pretty
a new
damn
Christmas
good.
classic. Yeah. All right. So that is going to be for next week. A little tease for that. My name is Chema.
I've been Eddie.
And this was the rollback, signing off with a reminder to just tell your parents that you don't want to see your ex. And if they can't get that, just
Maybe leave
no. I mean, it's your sister's wedding. You do want to be there. I would have done the same thing.
or
I would
ask
have
her to step in.
I would have also like pretended to date a hot stranger just to piss off my parents. God knows I've done it without pretending. So anyway, that is how I thought. I don't even know what I'm saying by that point. Yeah. Good night, everyone.
Bye, everybody.